Hey, third grade. It is Monday. You guys are rolling through some math. We are doing a really good job. I'm proud of how hard you guys have been working. You guys took your second test of virtual learning on Friday and you all did an amazing job. So today we're going to be looking at a new chapter. And we're going to kind of branch off of the chapter that we just finished. And we were learning about lines and line segments and angles. And now we're going to go ahead and jump into shapes, more specifically, two-dimensional shapes. So a two-dimensional shape is a flat shape. It could be a square. It could be a rectangle. And remember, two-dimensional shapes are different than three-dimensional shapes. Three-dimensional shapes are a shape that you could hold, like a cone, an ice cream cone, or a sphere, like a bowling ball. So we're still going to be focusing on two-dimensional shapes. And we are going to be learning some new vocabulary words in this chapter. In the first section, we are going to be learning about classifying polygons. Now, what do you think the word classifying might mean? Everybody say classifying. Excellent job. What do you think it might mean? Any guesses? John Thomas, do you have a guess? So classifying is when you put different shapes or different objects into a certain group based on its physical features. So you could classify shapes that have four sides. You could classify shapes that have no sides, okay, or an even bigger sphere. Now, we are going to be classifying polygons. Everybody say polygon. All right, and we're going to be learning a little bit more about these over the next couple of days. But first, I wanted to go ahead and introduce you to a couple words. I'm going to draw some different figures on our board. I'm going to draw an angle here. Ooh, let me make sure so you guys can see it. I have an angle, fun little swirly. Let's see, let's do this shape. And let's do something like this, okay? All right, now, let me ask you a question. When you look at these shapes, are they closed shapes? And this is what I mean by closed shapes. I mean, are the sides completely touching like this? Look at all of these. Is there a side here? No. Are these touching? No. Is this connected here? No. And then this one ends all the way up here. So, shapes that look like this have a name. These are called open. Everybody say open. Good. Open because look, they're all open. It looks like they have a door in them. None of them are closed. Open, plane, and we talked about what a plane object is. Plane figures. And remember, a plane object is an object that is two-dimensional, okay? So these are called open plane figures. Now, if you look at this, they do not have a start and end on the same point, okay? So like if I'm thinking about a rectangle, I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna end at the same place that I started. This is a closed shape, okay? But all of these, look, when I trace it, I start here, and I go around. Did I end in the same place that I started, guys? No. So that is how you can figure out if something is an open plane figure. Now, we are going to go ahead and look at some different types of figures. Watch as I do these, okay? These are going to be a little different. So those were open plane figures. Here are some more. Oh, a little splatter of milk, maybe. Macaroni, and let's just do a rectangle. Okay, look at these shapes. These are different than the shapes that I just showed you because these shapes actually are closed. You start at a point. I draw the shape and I end at the same point. These are closed shapes, okay? I'm gonna write that here. Everybody say closed. Excellent. These are closed plane figures. So today we've already learned 2 new words. We've learned about open plane figures, and we've learned about closed plane figures. Now don't forget, plane figures are flat figures, okay? They have a length, they have a width, and they may be open or closed. These are closed. The ones that we just did previously, those are open. Okay, so there's a difference, and make sure you're seeing the difference between those 2 different types of plane figures. All right, in this chapter, we are going to be getting used to different names of 2-dimensional shapes. I'm going to draw some closed plane shapes for you. And I just want to see if you guys remember what these shapes are called. Do this one here. And then on the other side, I'm going to write some different shape names. And I'm going to see if you guys can help me connect the right one. So here I'll write the name of a shape. I'll write the name of a hexagon. Hexagon. Okay, let's see. I'll do rhombus. Everybody say rhombus. Good. Rhombus. All right, and then let's also do a trapezoid. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video. And I would like for you to draw an imaginary line with your finger connecting the shape with its name. These are closed 2-dimensional plane figures, okay? They're closed, none of them are open. So what we're gonna do is we're going to connect them. Pause the video and see if you can figure it out first. Maybe you could do this on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at our first shape. I see that it has 4 angles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I see it also has 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. It almost looks like the bottom half of this shape. Does anybody know what this shape is called? Okay, if you said trapezoid, you were right. And guys, it's okay if you didn't get it. We are just starting today, and I'm just reviewing a little bit with you from some things from 2nd grade, okay? All right, what do you think this shape is called? Some of you might have thought a diamond. Diamonds actually look like that, except they're a little bit taller and they're a little bit skinnier, okay? A rhombus is almost like a square turned to its side. They're a little bit shorter and wider. I just told you the answer. I just told you the answer. If you put rhombus, you are correct. Okay, and the last shape that we're gonna look at is a shape that has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides, and it also has 6 angles, because if you know how many sides it has, you know how many angles it has, and we only have one more option. And so if you said that that was a hexagon, you would be correct. Okay, I would like for you to go ahead and get your textbook, your 3B textbook, and I would like for you to open up to page 306, okay? We're gonna be looking a little bit more at open and closed figures, and then guess what? We're gonna be hearing that vocabulary word polygon, and so we're gonna be learning a little bit more about polygons today, okay? So this is what your page needs to look like. All right, so go ahead and flip maybe a page or 2 and see if you can find it. All right, let's go ahead and look at this page together. So number 1, I have a shape that looks like this. I ended my shape here, and I started my shape here. Did I begin and end them on the same point, 3rd grade? No, I didn't. So that tells me, is this an open polygon or a closed polygon? Excellent. You should have said open. And we know that it's open because nothing is connected here and I didn't start and end at the same point. All right, let's look at this next two-dimensional figure. Watch my marker. Starting point there, okay? Ending point. They have the same starting point and the same ending point. Is this an open figure or a closed figure? Write your answer on your board. Excellent. This is known as a closed figure because it's closed. Nothing can get into it. It's like a little door, okay? All right, let's look at one more together. What if I have this fun shape? Do you think that this shape is open or closed? And on your whiteboard, I want you to tell me why. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, guys, great job. On your whiteboard, you should have written open. Now, why, you ask? Because we didn't start and end at the same point. And look, some of the sides are totally open. Things can get into it. So think of it like that. Think of it like a door. If it's open, if something can get into it, we'll just call it open. But if your shape is closed, nothing can get in it, then we'll call it closed. So let's keep looking at that page, and I'm actually going to show it to you here so you can follow along with me. So, identifying polygons. Closed plane figures can be put into two groups. So watch this. All of these shapes are closed, right? They're not like this one. They have all of their sides, they have all of their angles, and nothing can get into them. Now look at our group D shapes. Are all of those closed figures? Yeah, they are, okay? Even though they're kind of funny looking, they're still closed shapes. They still start and end at the same point. Nothing can get in them. Okay, well, compare groups C and D. How do you think they're different? Well, the figures in group C, which are these three here, are formed by line segments only. These are polygons. Okay, we learned what a line segment is last chapter. Remember, a line segment looks like this. It has a start point and an end point with a straight line. So if I look at that first shape in group C, I have a triangle. It is formed by line segments. Do you guys see that? My rectangle is formed by line segments. I've got straight lines that are connecting here. And then I have my hexagon that is also created by line segments, okay? These are all called polygons. Everybody say polygons. Excellent. And just as a review, these are called polygons because they are closed shapes here and they are formed by line segments. Now, let's take a look at group D. You might be thinking, well, Miss Cantrell, you said group D, those are closed. That's true. However, they are not formed by line segments. Watch. If I look at that first shape, it looks like a little puddle of milk that was spilled maybe. I see a lot of curved lines. I don't think that this shape was made by any line segments, do you? No. All right, let's look at our piece of macaroni, the orange figure. Okay, I see a line segment here, and here, there's a straight edge. I see another line segment here and here. So Miss Cantrell, wouldn't that be a polygon? No, it wouldn't, because all of the sides have to be made out of line segments. Now let's take a look at the last shape in that group for D. We have a circle. Do I have any sides? Do I have any line segments in this shape, guys? No, I don't. So the figures that we just went over, the circle, the spilled milk, and the macaroni. Oops, let me make that a little bit better. Those are not formed by line segments. So that means that they are not polygons. Okay, these are not polygons because they are not formed by all line segments. So a polygon, just as a little reminder, a polygon is a closed plane figure. Okay. It is a closed plane figure formed by 3 or more line segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that pass the test? Yep, 3 or more. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, the triangle just made it into the polygon family. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. That shows me that all of these shapes are closed figures and they are all polygons. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at some different figures on page 307. It's going to look like this in your textbook. Okay? At the very top of your page, it says, look at the figures and then answer the questions. Which figures are polygons? So we have A, B, C. I'm going to do it over here because I don't have enough room. Something like this. C, D, E, and up here we'll do our F. Okay, so which figures are polygons? Well, let's go through. Remember, polygon is a two-dimensional shape. Are these all two-dimensional? Okay, check. All right, it has to be formed by only line segments, okay? And they have to have 3 or more, could be 4, could be 5, however much, sides that are line segments, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? I see 4 different sides and I see that those are 4 line segments. So is this shape a polygon? Yes. What about B? Is that a polygon? What do you think, Beatrice? No, that is not a polygon. Why is that not a polygon? Exactly, because it doesn't have any line segments in it at all. Let's take a look at A. Is that a polygon? What do you think, Jed? No, that is not a polygon because it's not a closed shape. That's an open shape. Let's take a look at C. Is this a polygon? What do you think, guys? Thumbs up if yes, thumbs down if no. Okay, if you have your thumb up, you're right. That's a polygon because it's a closed shape. It has 3 or more sides and it's formed out of line segments. Let's take a look at D. All right, Miss Cantrell, I see some line segments here, but wait a minute, it's an open shape. And I know that open shapes cannot be polygons. They have to be closed. So, okay, one more to look at. Is this shape a polygon? Excellent, guys. Yes, it is, because you have 3 or more line segments in this figure, and it's closed, okay? Today, you are going to be practicing a little bit with identifying shapes that are open and closed. You're going to be working a little bit more with polygons, okay? So here is the first thing that I want you to do. It's not going to be too much, really, okay? Go ahead and get your workbook, please, your 3B workbook, and turn to page 195. Should look like this. The only thing that I want you to do on this page today is number 1, where you are going to circle the polygons to classify the polygons. You are not going to do 2 and 3 at the bottom of the page where you're marking angles and labeling the parts. We haven't learned that yet. So just the top part, okay? Go ahead and pause the video. All right, awesome job, guys. So you should have just done this section, and make sure that you filled in his little speech bubble here. Double check that you have circled all of the polygons, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be learning a little bit more about angles and different parts of polygons. See you on Tuesday.